So once again, welcome back. And this is the Kenyan Diaspora Media. And we are happy to have you again, privileged, honored, always grateful. And it's such an honor that you're with us day and night. And thank you for those who have actually been 24 hours with us, wherever it is that you're joining and always consistent with us. We are very grateful. Keep it TKDM, because today, again, we have one of the greatest changes in the United Kingdom. Support. I don't know how many words I can use to actually edify who she is, but I'll let her first of all introduce herself. So please introduce yourself to the Kenyan Diaspora family.
Thank you so much, Halima, and good evening, the Kenyan Diaspora family in the UK. I know most of you guys.
You're speaking to them worldwide, not UK only.
Okay, Kenyans in diaspora.
Exactly.
Yeah, because this is the TKDM, is they represent all Kenyans in diaspora. I know most of you guys, you know me, not only in the UK, even the US, in the Canada and Australia and everywhere. Most of you guys, you know me. So for those who they don't know me, my name is Alice Maina. I was born in Kenya and I live in the UK. And I am the CEO and the founder of the BAME Hub UK network and also the Kenya Community West London Charity.
Let me hold you up there. BAME, what does that mean?
BAME
I always used to ask myself, BAME.
BAME, okay.
And, BAME,
it's a very good question. BAME stands for Black, Asian, Minority, Ethnic.
Black Asian. So you're representing all black people, and it doesn't mean Kenyan only in this
Not
context.
only Kenyans.
Okay, yeah. Minority.
Yes, Asians, minority.
Black, Asian,
minority, and ethnic.
Ethnic
groups.
So minority and ethnic, are they two different people?
They are two different people, but there is a confusion. In fact, that's a very interesting, I think we need to discuss this for another time, because I'm very, very excited for the terminologies that people they use in the UK, which it looks like there is a confusion of the definition.
It looks like the same thing.
It looks the same thing.
Okay.
And in fact, most of the people, they also ask us, why do you still use the BAME as a Black, Asian, minority, ethnic? And the argument is, it's termed the all people together, and it can hide the issues that people they go through.
So the ethnic and the minority separates some of the issues.
Yes, some of the issues.
Wonderful.
And also to say BAME as a terminology. However, the government, they talked about the ethnic minority group, which they think is the suitable terminologies that can be used, which I find it has the problem. Because if they are talking about using it as an umbrella, that they don't want to use the BAME because it's an umbrella. When it comes to ethnic minority, it still is an umbrella because they say it can hide the issues that people they go through. BAME is even better because it's an acronym of Black, Asian, Minority, Ethnic. So we know that there is a Black people, there is Asians, there is minority, ethnic groups. So, but at the moment they want to use it ethnic minority groups. However, that is not only the definition or terminology surrounding the Black people or ethnic minority groups they use.
Okay.
There are other terminologies like racialized minority, they are global majority, they are prosperous
so there's
global majority. In
okay.
fact, I get some of the emails. I can tell you people are confused what to refer.
So who's global
ethnic.
Majority?
So global majority, according to the argument of those people who they came up with that, they want to say that they are not minority. You see this word minority. So minority is showing that they are not many.
So in a particular compound place, they are not as many.
They are not as many. But according to now, this argument that is coming with the global majority, they are talking about the whole world. People coming to the UK, they must be the global majority because not only one country. UK is one. So if you're talking about the white ethnic background, they are just here in the country.
Okay.
But now when it comes to the richness of the other communities, we are talking about the whole world. So that's why they are talking about the global majority.
Global majority.
So that's another word that they have, terminology they are trying to use.
Wow, brilliant.
And
you have a lot of...
Do you want to know more about those terminology?
No, not for today. It seems like it's
a
whole...
It's a whole... That's why I was saying we did another topic.
There's quite a lot to be able... And I think that's quite a topic. It's good for people to understand what stands for what, why people are context, or, what context do people get referred to, so that people don't get confused about things. Yeah. But anyway, let's come back to today. Today we are here in the Brentford Cross. Miss Mother Karua came to visit us as Kenyans in the United Kingdom, and you're here today. So are you here as Alice or as BAME?
I'm here as a charity of the Kenyan community, West London.
And you've got too many.
And
BAME,
also
Alice, and Kenya.
in Kenya. So to be honest, I never appeared anywhere as an Alice in a public engagement.
Okay.
So I'm either as a BAME or as a Kenya West London or other organ, whenever I support people within the community. So I never presented myself as Alice anywhere. So it's
anywhere
good to
where
make
you
it where
go, you
I
actually
go
take
as an
yourself as a
institution or an
representative.
organization. Yeah.
Wow.
So whenever you see
Wow.
me in public, any public engagement I normally have, it has to be within those fields.
What kind of public engagements do you have to go? You know, like what kind of, so as a, let's start with like you as Kenya, leader of Kenyans in West London. It's West London, yeah?
Yeah, it's
Richmond, everywhere,
yes,
that area.
Yeah,
Okay.
everywhere. So, and this is where we hosted the Honorable Mother Karua.
Okay, so she's in your turf, actually.
Yeah, she's in our territory.
Okay.
And yes, that's why we were here. That's why we were being invited.
Wow, that's an honor. And you were the first person to be able to be here to actually invite her. You were very early to invite her.
To invite her, yes.
To receive her, sorry.
To receive, yeah.
Wow.
I was here very, very early. I finished the church and then we drove straight to here. Because as my heritage is, I'm a Kenyan, where I just come from. Mm-hmm. And working with the communities in addressing social issues. The work that we do involve advocacy is under social work related activities. Mm-hmm. And just because of my name and where I come from, we have so many Kenyan.
Wow.
So not just only in this capacity of the Kenya West London, I work with most of the Kenyans across the UK who are leaders and their communities, because we do sponsor the events across the UK.
Okay.
The social events. And the reason is because it's aligned with our mission and because they fight for social isolation. I'm very passionate about mental health. So we fight.
So you integrate yourself through community events, because at those community events you're able to bring your infrastructure on BAME and ideologies of social isolation, where you can actually speak to people about what that is and how it can happen to people.
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes, we have two ways of doing it.
Okay.
One, the leaders, and this is not only Kenyans. If you go to our public domain, we have people from Ghana, Nigeria, or Asia, or other communities.
Okay.
However, as I said, from Kenya, we have so many Kenyans as well. Any events that they do, they normally ask for us, as the same we do to other communities, to sponsor them. Because we normally do have our own events that we fight social isolation, boredom, loneliness, because we...
Imagine in the UK there's something called boredom.
Boredom,
and someone is helping you fight against boredom.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, because boredom is very, very bad. It can lead to a genesis of mental health.
Wow.
When you are bored, you're not thinking, you are not productive, it's very, very dangerous.
So someone gets bored and does not know how to engage themselves, basically to come out of the board, like take a book, watch a movie. I'm bored, so okay, I'm bored with this movie, maybe I'll go for a walk. You mean there's people who cannot come out of that cycle of, when I'm bored, I need to come out by doing something else?
Yes, because they might not have social support system in place. And in the UK, we do suffer a lot with something called post-migration living difficulties. So we go through the discrimination, we go through the racism, we go through the poverty, lack of employment, we go through that loneliness. We don't have people because we don't have the families. Some of us, we came here, we don't have any families. Mm-hmm. So when you lack that social support system in place, you can be bored, because if you want to go out and you want to have a motivation, where do you go? Who do you go with? If it is a walk, you don't feel you want to do anything. Then because of the barrier that we face, even if you wanted to go somewhere, maybe you have a language problem, because English is not our first language. There are those ones.
There's English not being your first language, and then there's English with an accent. If you're in Midlands, English in the Midlands is another language altogether. If you're in Scotland, English with a Scottish accent, I get you. Wow.
I used to live in Liverpool, and the accent in Liverpool, you won't get it because it's not even English. to be honest with you.
A Liverpoolian.
Yes, and the one day when I arrived in the country, I was being given a story by one of the Liverpoolian or whatever you call it, and I was laughing. And they were like, why are you laughing? So the good thing is there was a Rwadis in the group. And the Rwadis told me, do you know you are laughing? And she's telling you that her grandmother died. So me, I could not understand it. I could not get, even today, still I struggle. So there are a lot of issues that we go through here in this country, which can make you now stay, you withdraw from the community. And so once you withdraw, it's a danger, because the way we were born in Kenya, I always say we were collectivists. And here in the UK, they are individualistic culture. So these are two different cultures. So you want to talk, you want to do this, eventually you lose even your self-identity, because you won't even know where you belong. You don't belong to this system. You don't belong to Kenya. You don't have any other.
So you're here. It's not like, I remember being in Kenya, even if you're in the rural area, you wake up and the neighbor sees you, you're walking, they were gardening. They come closer to the road just to say hi.
Exactly.
And here you don't get that. Nobody will stop their wares because... and that in itself is what you termed as the migration, what did you call it?
Post-migration living difficulties or adversities.
Post-migration living difficulties. Yeah. And do you think people are in denial of the fact that that exists? Where, you've come, nikomaju, utaniambiaje, something like that.
Yeah, now what I always say, and I even talk to Mother Karua, which will go is more in details, maybe a little bit of it, is that the problem we have with the mental health is stigma. So those who are sick and they are walking, there are too many.
Wow.
And they are in denial.
And in Kenya, we wait for you uokote makaratasi.
Na utoe guo. And you have to remove the clothes for us to say you are now mwenda wazimu. That's when it's gone. And this is the challenge now we have.
But here they are all nicely dressed.
They are nicely dressed. You find somebody, you'll be like, oh God.
But we are going through mental health.
We are going through mental health.
Wow.
So the reason I was talking about the post-migration living difficulties, there are another group that even when they were in Kenya, they had issues. Or when they were in Iran or Iraq or wherever they were, they already had trauma and issues there. Mm-hmm. So when they get here and then they find this one, post-migration living difficulties.
So it's problem into problem.
We call it pre and pro. Pre and past migration living difficulties. It's very dangerous. So when it's combined,
pre and pro, and then mix it together. It's another bomb altogether.
Pre and post migration living difficulties. So when you find,
please, let's hold on. I hope you heard that. You migrated from Kenya. We are Kenyan, so we are talking about migrating from Kenya. You need to be in Kenya and really articulate what are your problems before you actually go out. What's causing you to move? And do you actually have some problems? Do you have some issues that have been pressing on you? Are you running away from something? Because you are not going to leave it. You might be carrying it with you, because that's what Alice is explaining to us. You carried a problem with you, and then you came to the UK, and then now another problem altogether. You left everybody who could have supported you in Kenya, and you're now in a very different environment with no support, and the two become...
Exactly. So those are two different type of the people. There is that one, they just activated the problem with the post-migration living difficulties, but there is another individual who came with a pre and post-migration living difficulties. And it's a very dangerous thing, because it's the white mainstream system does not understand it, because even the counseling and those CBT or all these things that they are...
It can't cater for understanding what your problem is. And you're here. Do you have a job? Yes. Do you have a home? Yes. But there's still something wrong. So they can't understand what your wrong is. Wow. That's very encouraging.
Like at the moment, we have issues that now they are going through, and it's a very, very distressing. With the COS issues, for instance. I sit down with the Home Office and we have discussed...
COS meaning Certificate of Sponsorship into the United Kingdom, okay?
Yes. Mm-hmm. So if you look at the people, because we have a emerging immigrants that even the Home Office, I think they were not prepared. And I am confident saying this because they know what is happening and what the issues that we are trying to address.
You are not prepared about the amount of people who would be looking to
amount to come is fine because they were trying to address those jobs that they.
But now
they
we are
think
seeing
they
there's
were
lack
there.
of the same jobs. I mean, as in,
Yes.
how can the balance doesn't seem to be equal.
It's not
How
equal
many
at
came
all,
in
and
how
this
many
is
jobs are actually there or were there?
So there are a lot of issues that it's happening. Domestic abuse because of that COS. There are those issues of the mental
let me
health.
hold you. Domestic abuse because of the COS. Elaborate. How does this? So the sponsorship you came. How does it cater for that domestic
that's
abuse?
a very good question because that's a very, very valid question, and I'm glad that you have asked that. So what happens? There is a main sponsor, the person who was the
one who was
main,
actually given the COS.
And there is a dependent. Let's say this time is the wife coming.
Yeah, wife got the COS.
The COS.
Husband is gonna come with the wife.
Husband will come
Is
with
the
the wife.
dependent.
Is the dependent.
Okay.
So then remember where we come from. The lifestyle of a husband and wife is different. So you don't expect a man to come here and start cooking and start doing nappy and start doing
because you're the one going to the wife is going to work, and of course
by the time the husband get the job, remember wife came with the work from Kenya. So by the time the husband get the job,
he needs to be doing the cleaning,
helping
out with the children. And
so
that was not life he was used to.
Exactly. The wife is coming the wife is coming very tired in the evening. Husband is starting now saying, I don't want to do this. And it can be either way, even the husband.
It could be
I'm not saying just the only husband, no. We have the cases even for domestic abuse, by the way, with the men.
Women abusing the men.
Women abusing the men. So we have supported a lot of the men that they have experienced the domestic abuse.
Okay, hold on right there. Now, listen to that. Domestic abuse is always looked at mainly as women being abused by men. But Alice, who is actually in a very, in a pillar of what actually really happens, is talking to us about abuse where men are being abused also by women. So it's good to actually speak these conversations because unless somebody speaks it and says it exists, the man who's at home there being abused by the wife will not think of coming to Alice to seek for help. And that's why we are having this conversation.
Yes,
men also get abused.
Of men. Wow. And I'm glad because our solicitors, they support them fully. And this is something that before I enter into this work, I did not know that men get abused.
Okay, hold on. So is it men physically abused or emotionally abused? Or financially abused?
Psychologically, sexually, physically. And also physically. So it's everything. It's everything. We have a lot of data for that. Anything that we say in public is evidence because the solicitor, even the people that they are watching here, some of them, they know what we are talking about.
Wow.
So it happens a lot. And now what is now it's very, very distressful is because there is that high level. Although Home Office now these days, they have agreed that the COS, the people now, they can get support with the domestic violence because before it was not like that. So going back to what we were talking about is the work that we normally do and why we were here today. Because of now working with the Kenyans and that, alongside other communities. So when I was invited, Mother Karowa, I knew her, by the way, 2007, when I was involved myself I was an activist.
Okay.
In Kenya. Political activist.
All right.
And I have met most of those politicians back Kenya in 2007. And she was one of the honorable that I had met. The reason I was interested and when I was being asked if I can come, on top of being a chair of the Kenya West London, and because I live just only 15 minutes from here, and been having more than 240, but we are more than thousands. I'm talking about the members who already registered, but we are a lot of people here.
In West London.
In West London, there we are thousands here, which we are still now renewing the registration. So if you are there, you live in Kenya in West London, Our membership form is ongoing.
Can you tell us which part of West, where what's your catchment?
All the postcode of the Kenya West London, West London, you are covered.
Okay.
Yeah, you are covered.
So you should be able to come connect with the West London community, register and connect and be part of a community.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there are some cases that need a diplomatic approach or support from the Kenya mission.
So and some of these cases the issues that come to you.
The issues come to me, or the issues can be brought also by
through
the
Kenyan community. Yes. They can be brought from the commission.
Even the mission, the commission also they do refer.
So where somebody who's of Kenyan context has probably, whether it's COS or not, is into some kind of problem, and now your organization can be able to support.
Yes, we do support them because it's aligned with what we do. So yes, the mission, when they send a referral, we normally take them and we support people within the community. And so when we hear somebody's coming who is representing Kenya, we also have interest in two levels. Within both the organization ways. Or within the Kenya West London here. Okay. So because this is the things that we are living with them here. So by the time they are coming from Kenya and support the Kenya here, it's us.
So how did you take today's engagement with Miss Mother Karua? Because that's the reason you came. You came to support. She was in your community and you came to show the solidarity. How did you take the context of her conversations with women and men and everybody who was there today?
To be honest, she did very well. And she's very well informed.
I agree with that.
Yeah, informed. She's very, very informed. And
she's a lawyer.
She's
a human rights activist.
Exactly.
Actually, human rights activist and human rights, someone who actually is, for her, I would say someone who's for humanity more than just the activism of it.
Exactly. She's a very good lady to come and support her. And you can see I have bought the book. She was also launching the book. And I can't wait to go and read and see what she's talking about. Okay. And she has signed the book that I have got from her. So I'm very, very proud of what she's doing and how she's going to do her campaign. I might not be interested with the campaign 2027. However, as she said, and Elizabeth Kangede, she always said that. Elizabeth just quoted me, Councillor Kangede. You can't separate politics with the life that we live.
The person's life and the politics.
And the politics. Because she was saying the same what Dr. Kangede always says. You cannot wait for somebody to make policies. Because those policies, it will affect you. If you don't raise your voices.
You have to be the one that stands out and starts saying this is not what's right.
And she talked even about the immigration. BAME Hub UK Network is one of the stakeholders with the Home Office. We normally meet monthly for their stakeholders. And we discuss a lot of things. Also, we have now the person who we work day-to-day activities. And we have changed we have raised our voices, and a lot of the things has been changed because of what the communities, they are saying from the grassroots, because we have the evidence.
So you're saying actually this is Alice. Alice in West London as a leader of Kenyans in West London. And Alice is also talking to us really diversely and deeply about BAME UK and the problems and the nature of situations that come to you. And Alice is a woman, and you're telling us, we confirm to what Miss Mother Karua was talking to us today about change begins with you, because you're the one who actually does. Because you're telling us about all these things you do, this one person.
Yes. Because
helping people's lives. And that is you. That can be me.
Yes.
And now that can be you.
Yes.
We can all do it.
We can all do it.
Wow, awesome.
We can all do it.
So today's Mother Karua has also spoken about the fact that she will be running for presidency. Would you give her your support? And why?
The way I would give her support, and this is very interesting, is about the interest of the Kenyans in the UK that I serve, because I'm their servant.
Okay.
If it is something that is aligned with what we know, she did not go more or much about diaspora, because I think because of the time.
Okay.
there are those diaspora issues that whether I don't want to involve myself with the politics or not, we still have a way of working with any sitting government. So it is very, very important to have this. I don't know whether you can go and cut it. There was a case that was brought to us in a desk. And this case was that somebody, Kenyan, is in a hospital. And she did not have anywhere to go and come out from the hospital with the NHS. We worked with the hospital, and she was discharged after there was nowhere to get discharged. And because our organization, we are there to bridge the gap between the ethnic minority group and the mainstream system, we were
The
able,
statutory bodies, whichever
exactly,
one.
statutory
Okay.
bodies. That is very important. So when this case was brought to us, we were able to look at it and see how can we support this person.
Okay.
But this person was referred to us by the Home Office. And the Home Office, they see me like a Kenyan who is supporting also Kenyans. So if it comes to a Nigerian, they will still come to me. So our work is very well evident outside there, what we do. And even the mainstream is finding very easy to signpost people or to do the referral or to come and say, Alice, we need
Because
your
there's
help.
tangible results out
Exactly.
of it.
We need your help. We have this issue. How can we do this? How can we do that? And we are going one by one, and we are sorting the problem.
Awesome.
So working in collaboration is very powerful.
Now, for anybody there who would like to connect with you, where would they find you?
So if you are
As
in
BAME
Kenya
UK or
West
as
London,
West London?
yes, I wear many hats. If you are a Kenyan in West London, we have our emails for the Kenyans in West London, and we have a WhatsApp group. So for Kenyans in West London, you need to write to Kenya Community. It's not a Kenyan, Kenya Community West London at hotmail.com. That one, because we are on we want to now make it a website. We haven't got the website or social handles because it's from last year we had a very good successful event, and now we are going to do it in this June 13th. So we are still new, but we are getting somewhere. We have a very big number of the people. So if you're in Kenya, if you're in West London, you can communicate with us through the Kenya Community West London at hotmail.com. If you are in the whole of the UK, but not Scotland and Ireland, we are talking about our license. We always support people from England and Wales. So because the policies from other countries, they are different. So our license covers to England and Wales. So we have social handles. You can look at us at X, the former Twitter, at BAME Hub. So if you contact us through that, you can find us. Also, we have a website, www.bamehubuk.org. Also, we have the Facebook, and our emails, they are there on the website. It's called enquiries@bamehubuk.org or admin@bamehubuk.org. If you write to us, sometimes we get very high volume of the emails. We might delay 3 to 5 working days, but definitely somebody will get back to you, one of our team. And once they know what you are going through, they will now refer you to the relevant department. So we work with the social support, all that.
Thank you so much. Because I think we need another whole day to be able to talk about very important, like the context actually of different meanings. Sometimes people don't know that. I think I'd like to have a sitting with you just to understand different meanings of why people are, what margins and why and how they work. And that would be very great.
And
But
I'm not saying this just for the sake of saying it. When it comes to terminology, I just finished my PhD, and I'm just doing my proofreading, and I have written a whole chapter for the terminology. So terminology, the way we have been categorized, I have a whole chapter of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming in today. For allowing us to have this conversation with you. We are really grateful, and thank you because we are in your turf. We are grateful to be welcomed by you to Westland.
And you're doing a very good work, Halima. I do admire you with the KDM team. And thank you so much for giving us all the time and opportunity. You have covered our story there on the Kenya Diaspora Media, and all the time we keep updated. Well done, guys. You're doing very well. The whole of the world, we know what is happening with the Kenyan community because of this TV and because of all the social handles you have. and your website. So thank you so much for giving Kenyans in the whole of the world a platform where they can showcase what they do, or where they can communicate, or even when we are having a meeting in person, like when we were
Exactly.
just the other
We can
day.
be able to talk about it.
Talk about that. So thank you so much for that. And
Thank you.
I feel honored.
Hope to see you another
Okay,
time.
thank you.